I've heard about this loan called a HECM for purchase. And what I'm wondering is, I'm thinking that it might be great for someone who's sitting in their house, they're looking at retirement, they've got some equity, maybe they've got a mortgage, they'd like to get out of it, but if they sell and they might not have enough money to move to the next place, it's confusing, and what can they do?
Sure.
Mary Jo Lafaye is an expert. So,
well, it's interesting because in 1989 is when HUD came up with the home equity conversion mortgage, which was kind of designed to help people age in place. And then they realized that not everybody wants to age in place. People's homes, maybe the family home that they bought to raise their family is too large, has 2 or 3 levels, stairs they can no longer navigate, a big yard they don't want to maintain, and just an older home that requires a lot of maintenance. So now there's a new kind of wave. The baby boomers are saying, we want to be homeowners, we want to have a nice place to live, but we want to age in a new place. Something with 1 level, maybe closer to our kids, and that's newer, a new 40-year roof, something that's not going to require us to spend our retirement years fixing leaks, maintaining a yard, cutting grass, and doing
strapped
things.
to the mortgage and the taxes of a big house.
Exactly, strapped to all those responsibilities when they could be out playing golf and going to Alaska and spending time with their grandkids. So they came up in 2008 with what they call a HECM for purchase. So the HECM is the Home Equity Conversion Mortgage, HECM, and the HECM for purchase is the same loan redesigned to be able to help people use it as a purchase loan. So again, it's a loan that's easy to qualify for and requires no monthly loan repayment for as long as you live in the home. So an example would be a client of mine recently, they sold their home in Mill Valley for $1.3 million, and they paid off about a $400,000 mortgage at the sale of that home. They spent about $100,000 in transfer fees and different expenses to sell, and then they owed about $50,000 in capital gain taxes. So they walked away from that $1.3 million home that was 3 levels, a lot of stairs, a lot of maintenance, it was in a flood zone, and they had $750,000 cash. And they thought, well, we could go and spend all that money on a new place, but what we'd like to do is just spend about half of it and save the other half, invest it to create more income that will help support us throughout our retirement years. How can they do that? Well, you could move to Arizona or Texas, or you could use what's called a HECM for purchase. So a HECM for purchase loan works like a conventional loan in that you can buy a house with it, but it's easy to qualify and you don't have to make a monthly repayment.
So, but that's like a negative amortization loan.
Right, the interest accrues. So every month that you have a HECM for purchase in place, you'll get a monthly mortgage statement, just like with a conventional mortgage. The difference is you have a choice. So you get to control, do I want to make a payment or do I not want to make a payment? You're never required to make a payment. But if you're still working and you want to continue paying down the loan balance, you can do that. If you inherit some money and you want to pay down the loan balance, you can do that, but you never have to pay it down as long as you live in the home, keep it your primary residence, and pay your property tax and homeowner's insurance, maintenance and utilities, and if you have an HOA, you have to pay those dues. So it's an interesting tool. Most people will put about 50% down, and then the HECM for purchase will pay the other 50%. So this couple ended up moving to Sonoma and buying a house for $750,000, 1 level, brand new, 40-year roof, no maintenance, no yard. The HOA is going to cover the yard expenses and maintenance. So they put $400,000 down, and I was able to give them a HECM for purchase for $350,000. So that enabled them to, out of their $750,000 that they had cash from their selling their Mill Valley home, they were able to put $350,000 of that into their investment portfolio, which is going to create a couple $1,000s a month in income for them, hopefully for the rest of their life. So they got rid of a mortgage payment. They moved into a 1-level home with no mortgage required, no mortgage payment required, and they beefed up their retirement income. So it was a pretty dramatic shift. And this is a couple in their 70s. So imagine trying to completely rearrange your wealth and put yourself in a position where you're getting rid of a mortgage payment and adding income there's really only one way I know to do that. You can either move to Arizona or somewhere much less expensive, leave your whole community and your family and everybody that's near, or you can use a HECM for purchase. Some people even use them to upsize. They'll sell their home in Arizona and they want to move to the Bay Area, so they need an extra $400,000 or $500,000. Our jumbo loan goes up to $4 million now, and it has a fixed rate at 5.99. So you can get up to $4 million on a loan that you don't have to repay as long as you live in the home and pay your property charges.
Well, now I'm thinking about a lady I know had a house that it was way too much house for her. She inherited it, and I came over. It was worth $1 million back in the day, but she wanted to live there. I went in there one day. It was raining, and she's got buckets scattered around the house and here and there. And she said, "Well, my God, what can I do? I'd like to refinance. I'd like to get some money out of the house." I said, "Well, you got to sell it. I mean, you got to get out of this house." She said, "Well, I'm not. You're going to carry me this out of this house."
Right.
And if she sells it, it wouldn't be enough money. I guess she had there's a mortgage and heirs and all this stuff, but it wouldn't be enough money for her to actually get into another place. But so this HECM thing it's a little more negotiable, a little more flexible on the approval.
Correct.
It's equity based, so
right.
That's, okay.
And it's totally flexible on the payment. If you want to make a payment, you can. 90% of people or more choose not to because you don't have to. So as your home is appreciating in value, your debt is rising. But typically, especially in California and the East and West Coast, your appreciation is typically going to cover the interest that's accruing or more.
Right, yeah.
It's not guaranteed, but it is. HUD does guarantee the loan. So if you ever did end up owing more than your house is worth, HUD will pay the deficiency. You and your heirs have no personal liability to repay the loan.
So this thing would work for my lady with the house with the leaks. And I could have given her your phone number and said, go to Home Depot and get bigger buckets.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what she could do is she could get a reverse mortgage on the house she's in now and use that money to remodel, put on a new roof, landscape, new kitchen, bathrooms, really make it beautiful, stage it, then sell it and take the remaining money to buy a new home and use a reverse mortgage to buy that home. So she'd still have a lot of cash left over to invest and create more retirement income.
Okay, reverse mortgage was another video we did, so check that one out too. I'm learning a lot here.
Yeah, we can talk about the jumbo reverse mortgage, using this to pay for care. A lot of my clients are paying between $5,000 and $22,000 a month for different levels of care. So this is a way to fund that without having to use taxable accounts and pay taxes on the money that you're spending for care, because all the money you receive from a HECM is non-taxable.
Well, it's just equity out of your house.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a loan. Loan
Yeah,
proceeds
yeah.
are non-taxable.
And you don't have to cash out on pay fees and stuff to cash out on assets, stock, portfolio, stuff like that.
Correct. Yeah. Typically, the only out-of-pocket expenses with a HECM are the appraisal and the counseling session. HUD does have trained counselors that will go over the program in detail, and their job is really to make sure I've done my job and explained that even though this is a great program and the government insures it and regulates it, it's not a grant or a gift. It's a loan, and one day when you move, sell, or leave the home permanently, you will repay that loan.
Right.
Yeah, great.
If you're interested, how do we get a hold of you, Mary Jo?
So I can be reached at maryjolafaye.com is my website, and you can send an email to info@maryjolafaye.com, and Lafaye is Lafaye, or you can call my office right here in Marin County. I'm at 415-259-4979. That's 415-259-4979. And you can also look at my blog, 62cashflow.com. All the recent academic research and upcoming seminars and lunch and learns are on my blog.
Well, I'm just fascinated and really thrilled to think, there's another opportunity to help a lot more people.
Yep,
Yeah,
seniors
that
and
really need it,
boomers,
yeah.
really puts them in control of their finances.
Yeah, great. Thanks, Mary Jo.
Yeah,
It's
thanks.
always a pleasure.
Yeah, thank you.